So what did you notice and what did you wonder? So one of the things I noticed was that this denominator, x times x minus 2, is what we multiplied by on both sides of the equation. That was one thing I noticed. I also noticed that the two original denominators both included this x minus 2. So I noticed then that by multiplying by x and x minus 2 on both the left and the right side, it eliminated all of the fractions, so it was no longer a rational equation. Some other things that you might have noticed, we end up with a quadratic equation. Maybe you remember some things about how to solve that quadratic equation, so you might notice that in the last step they set that equation equal to 0 to help us solve that quadratic. So although it didn't ask us this, let's see if we could go ahead and solve this quadratic equation there at the bottom to give us solutions to that original equation at the top. So because this quadratic equation is equal to 0, I actually have two possibilities. I could use that quadratic formula to solve it because it is already in this form. I could also solve it by factoring. So quick review here, if I'm going to solve this by factoring, I need this first term to be 2x squared, I need the constant to be negative 3, and I need the middle two terms here to combine to give me 1x. So to get 2x squared, I need to multiply 2x times x. To get negative 3, numbers that have a product of negative 3 would be negative 1 and 3, or positive 1 and negative 3. And so then I'm going to work with this puzzle until I figure out what works. So it looks to me like I want this here to be x minus 1 and this to be x plus 3, so that I get negative 2x and positive 3x that will combine to be the 1x that I need there in the middle. So then I could rewrite this as 2x plus 3 times x minus 1. And if you remember, the reason that we do that is so we can use the zero product property. I'm multiplying two things together, my product is 0. So one of the two factors then must be equal to 0. So that would tell me that x is either negative 3/2 or negative 1.5, or x is 1. The other method I could have used, though, should yield the same solutions, would be solving using the quadratic formula. So here I have an a value of 2, a b value of 1, and a c value of negative 3. Then I'm going to plug into my formula. Then I'm going to go through and simplify. So this, by simplify signs, is just negative 1 plus or minus. I'm going to figure out what this value is under the radical. Oops. So if I enter 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3, I get 25. So underneath this radical, I have 25, which is nice, because 25 is a perfect square. So this would tell me then that what I have is x is equal to negative 1 plus or minus the square root of 25 is 5. So x is either negative 1 plus 5 over 4, or negative 1 minus 5 over 4. Do I get the same two solutions I saw here? So negative 1 plus 5 would be 4. 4 over 4 would just be 1. Negative 1 minus 5 would be negative 6. Negative 6 over 4 could be simplified to negative 3/2. So two different methods to solve, using either the quadratic formula or solving it by factoring. Both yields solutions. And those same two solutions that I found should be the values of x that when I plug into this original equation, so plugging in an x value of 1 or plugging in an x value of negative 3/2 to this original equation should give me a valid statement.